What if aliens? Welcome back to the show where I watch Ancient Aliens until my brain is absolute mush. This is day 2 and episode 2. I don't know why. I'm starting to think I'm going to do an episode a day because I hate myself. I had to order a DVD for the first time ever. Because I can't find the clips that I need to put on this video. So I bought a DVD, and I'm going to do things with it that are totally legal and totally allowed under fair use laws. All right, let's jump in, shall we?
They were skulls.
Be elongated skulls.
With enormous, elongated craniums.
So like I said before, I used to spend a lot of time with hippies who were really into ancient aliens theory, ancient astronaut theory, blah, 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 blah. Basically, the elongated skulls, either fake, some of them are fake, or similar to like neck stretching in Africa. They're probably bound between boards and grown into that position.
In my opinion, they did this in order to mimic the gods.
Okay, see, this is the shit that used to get to me. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, they want to look like their gods, and their gods were aliens, so they're gonna do that. God, my brain's melting. Here it goes.
Some of the most compelling images of an elongated cranium can be traced to ancient Egypt and the depictions of one of its most controversial pharaohs. Could it be that he, too, was mimicking the look of extraterrestrials? Or could he have been one of them?
They almost have me. They almost have me with the like, ooh, you know, people are imitating the same aesthetic. Could that be from a unified thing that they're all the time like, oh, maybe. And like, and this pharaoh is an alien.
One pharaoh changed everything.
Bum, bum, bum.
His name was Akhenaten.
Oh, okay, so the monotheist, I think.
Almost immediately, he instituted a series of radical religious changes, including a ban on references to multiple gods.
He only allowed one emblem, which was the sun emblem, literally a sun disk with curious arms or rays pouring down.
They're not that curious. Rays of the sun.
Akhenaten claimed to be a direct descendant of Aten.
Well, that makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? The pharaoh says there's only one god and I'm descended from him. All other gods are beneath me. That makes a lot of sense.
The change in royal iconography of Akhenaten showed him as he probably really was, with a misshapen head, with a pot belly, with a sunken chest.
I mean, or that's just a shift in beauty standards of the time. I mean, that happens all the time. Look at Caravaggio and the depiction of beauty that he was painting. I mean, it's very different. And I'm almost positive the elongated skull with the pharaohs is like a thing. It's the hat. It's the crown.
Is it possible that Akhenaten might have been an extraterrestrial hybrid?
Ancient Egypt swiftly returned to its old ways, worshiping many gods. Was this a rejection of Akhenaten's radical religious belief system, or a cover-up of his alien identity?
I think it was the former, ancient alien guys.
Tutankhamun was also found to have an elongated skull.
I feel like this is just incest and inbreeding. I want to get to the Anunnaki. Let's talk about lizard people.
Perhaps the answer can be found here, the
Mesopotamia.
rocks and canyons of the American Southwest.
Not what I was expecting. Okay. Now, I don't know much, but that there is a tree root. You don't know what I'm talking about. Look into it. I don't believe that, by the way.
Much of the Zuni people's history is etched in the rocks in the New Mexico desert.
I know a little bit about this. There's like a door that would open and you get to leave this world. I used to hope I'd find that door. Just boop, get the hell out of here. I was mentally unwell.
These drawings are thought to have been created around 1200 BC, yet they appear to depict modern space travelers and their vehicle.
No, they don't. That is a circle with another circle on it.
It has a dome, has eyes,
And a nose.
like a nose through the nose, but it kind of flares.
Or it's a thumb. Or a chode. No disrespect to this culture.
This one seems to have two legs coming out like that. It has a rod diamond-shaped body.
Or it's lightning, or it's two snakes, or it's the pincers of a crab. I mean, no disrespect to the Zuni people. I'm not arguing against your traditions. I'm arguing against the ancient alien people, who I think are charlatans.
This is a figurine of Kachina gods. They wear weird helmets.
This one has a helmet as a head. This one here also has the helmet and the visor.
Yeah, dude, you're seeing whatever the hell you want to see. You could say these are interpretations of animals. These are interpretations of spirits. These are interpretations of whatever you want. And you've decided it's aliens. Well, I've decided that those holes are glory holes. That I'm taking that out because that's massively disrespectful.
Similar accounts exist in other cultures.
Yeah, there are lots of lore about things coming from the sky. The sky is the place we can't go as humans. So that's where the gods come from. His hair got way bigger since the last episode, right? I feel like he had normal hair last episode.
Wang Di would later emerge from the belly of a fire-breathing dragon to
Okay, the dragon is a spaceship? That's clearly mythology.
Were these dragons truly dragons in a biological nature?
I don't think anyone's saying they're literally dragons. I think people are saying they're folklore. The two options, dragons or aliens.
Dragons are always correlated with spewing
Always.
fire.
Always correlated with fire and smoke. I almost positive that is wrong.
In the Eastern teachings, the dragons very often carry people, sometimes on their back, sometimes inside their bellies.
Not all mythology is made to explain literal things.
So it might just be a problem of translation, because after all, it's just a word. It's trying to
No, it's not just a word. There are paintings that describe the creatures they are talking about. And I'm not saying dragons are real. I want to be very clear about that. Yeah, Anunnaki. Let's do it.
The term Anunnaki means those who from the heavens came.
God, I love
It
coffee.
says, word for word, that these beings descended in flying vehicles.
It's almost like mankind has always been fascinated with the idea of flight.
So it's all very interesting to see that those beings looked like modern day space travelers with weird suits. Some of them wore wristwatches.
Or adornments. Bracelets are a thing. Dear ancient aliens, bracelets are a thing. That's all we get of the Anunnaki? Oh, boo. They don't want to get into it. The Anunnaki are also like the lizard people theory, and they don't want to touch it. I'm sure they will touch it in a few episodes or seasons.
Extraterrestrials.
Extraterrestrials. The most Jersey man who has ever existed.
There's a lot of evidence showing that we're not alone in the cosmos.
Sir, I don't think there's any evidence of that whatsoever.
In fact, according to the Bible,
Not a historical document.
God created the first humans, Adam and Eve. The Bible also contains other passages that
Like how Eve is made out of rib.
The fact is, the story of creation.
What is this man a PhD in?
In fact, the Bible says so. Life on Earth came from contact with an extraterrestrial life form. That's in the Bible. That's
I do not think the Bible says that. What is it about Jersey that makes people want to believe in ancient aliens? They've seen Snooki. Like 5 people are going to watch this who know who Snooki is. God, I'm old.
Russian cosmonaut Alexei Leonov stepped outside the Vashko 2 and became the first human to walk in space. If we need spacesuits, would aliens traveling to Earth require the same protection?
I don't know why they felt the need to tell us what a spacesuit
Is
is.
that what we're looking at in these ancient carvings and drawings?
No.
Well, why would ancient astronauts
Astronauts.
have to wear astronaut suits?
Astronaut suits.
Can we go through space without wearing a type of suit?
No, but can we do half of the things you're saying that ancient aliens could do? No. That makes no sense.
Panspermia is the theory that life formed in one place and then got spread around to other places.
Girl, this MIT doctor, I need to look her up and see what she has said about being on ancient aliens. Because everything she says is just cut and dry. This is a thing that is real. Why is she on this show?
On Mars, it could have come here to Earth, contaminated Earth, and then started life here.
Interesting. Interesting how she said that. She said contaminated, not brought by aliens.
In the 1960s, Crick became a proponent of panspermia theory and took it to a whole new level with an idea he called directed panspermia.
Give you some directed panspermia. Sorry. Graham Hancock, get out of here. Get out of here, Graham Hancock.
We were brought here, seeded planet Earth as a colony from some other planet.
Now, bacteria versus humanoids, but in some ways it's not a big difference. Where you have life, you have the ability for that life to develop into what we consider civilization.
That's like some real big brain thinking though, right? Of like, I'm an alien race, I'm gonna put some bacteria here so that eventually, like millions of years down the road, there'll be things that look like me who will have no idea that I exist and will make statues about me. Like, why? I love asking why.
They often have 2 arms, 2 legs, fingers, and a head.
They're just brushing over those weird genitalia.
If it is true that aliens resemble humans in their physical characteristics, might there also be genetic similarities? Could we even be related?
Yeah, it does seem to be like what you're positing this whole damn episode.
Discovered an area of the genome they called HAR1. But where did it come from? Did humans develop this distinct gene naturally through evolution? Or did it land here from another planet?
We have no evidence of that. You can't just say, did this crazy thing happen?
Years from the formation of the planet.
Get out of here, Graham Hancock. Boo, Graham Hancock. Boo, Graham Hancock.
You would be more likely to assemble a fully functioning and flying jumbo jet by passing a hurricane through a junkyard than you would be to assemble the DNA molecule by chance.
I don't think that's true, Graham Hancock.
The question should not be, do the extraterrestrials we look like the extraterrestrials?
No, sir. I think the question should be, does any of this have any goddamn evidence? Weird, creepy B-roll egg in a sack.
Geneticists have determined that it only takes about 5% to clone a human being, and that 95% of that genetic material that we have in our bodies is nothing more than what they refer to as genetic junk.
They're saying, why is there so much DNA that doesn't do anything? Because it's not made by design. It is a series of random fucking shit that compiled on top of each other that made us. And yeah, it's super unlikely, but that's what happened. Evidence doesn't support what they're saying at all. Because if it was made by design, then it'd be streamlined, right?
Is to put that message, but actually on the DNA of the creature.
Boo, Graham Hancock. Boo, Graham Hancock. Why would you need to leave a coded message if at the beginning of this they're saying the gods just hung out with us? Or excuse me, the aliens just hung out with us as God. Boo.
It is odd that many of the descriptions of aliens are effectively humanoid. These are not extraterrestrials at all, but they're time travelers from the future.
Jesus, now they're time travelers. Oh my God.
Just like the time machine of H.G. Wells.
The time machine of H.G. Wells. That's a book, sir. That is fiction. It's not a real time machine.
I think that's the height of human arrogance.
I think it's the height of human arrogance to say we're so special, we must be alien babies. But that's just me. That was this episode. Yeah, I feel a little bit dumber after watching that. I feel a little bit more pilled, as they would say. What stood out to me in this episode, there is something about like a lot of cultures having that elongated head shape thing going on. I could buy some of that. What do I not buy at all? Dragons being spaceships. Dragons are not spaceships. I don't think that's a hard line to say. I don't know why they're saying it's either mythical dragons are real or spaceships. I think there's a lot of middle ground in there. What else? Oh yeah, that one pharaoh probably just was inbred and looked weird. Oh, that was what I was gonna look up. Akhenaten art style. So yeah, the basic thing that I'm finding is that just this style of art in ancient Egypt was just that, a style of art. And yeah, Akhenaten probably was sickly and diseased, and that's why he looked like that. And they depicted him that way. Generations of inbreeding, yep. Brother-sister marriages, makes sense. Okay, cool. So basically what I found is that Aten was supposed to be a non-gendered god. So Akhenaten probably wanted to depict himself as such. Cool. Reasonable explanation to that. All right, cool. Tune back in whenever I get this next video out. Watch me melt my brain with more Ancient Aliens. Hopefully it picks up. If there's any other shows you want me to watch that are going to hurt me and make me cry a little bit inside, put them in the comments. Yeah, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.